can you guys see that rain? Crazy, right? Oh, back inside. So, welcome back to the Citystead. I was out here working out there, but as you can hear with the rain in the greenhouse, we're done with that. Today I thought I would answer one of the most asked questions I get for all the videos I've made about planting garlic, and that is, what type of garlic are you planting? So I've been out here taking advantage of the time in the greenhouse by myself to crunch the numbers, add up all the stuff I had done, and I have all the varieties and how many cloves altogether I planted. Now, a lot of people ask me about weight. How much weight did you plant? And honestly, I don't know. I wish I would have weighed some of the stuff before I always broke it down, and then I was just thinking cloves. How many cloves did I plant? Because then when I'm pulling them out, I know if I planted 70 cloves in this one area and I pull short of 70, I know something happened to a few of them, didn't make it. So I was keeping track of how many I actually planted so that when I pulled them out, I could say, did my pull equal my input, right? So if I put what are we at, 1,500 cloves in the ground this year, if I don't pull 1,500, I know that I had a whatever percentage loss of my crop. So year after year after year, I could say, oh yeah. So last year, we only lost about 10% of what we planted, which was pretty good considering, right? So that means some squirrels probably dug up some stuff, moved it here or there, or something died, didn't quite make it. We had a few cloves maybe just, for whatever reason, didn't do anything, right? So I had a, you know, somewhere around, it was like a 10% loss from what I planted last year to what I actually pulled out of the ground, which is pretty good, really. Super happy about that. So I'm hoping this year we're either around the same or even maybe better. We're just going to talk about the varieties that I planted. Maybe I'll tell you why I planted them, some of the things that I have, and one of my biggest varieties that I have is actually the mistake of not keeping track of what I did the previous year. So my biggest variety that I planted is what I'm calling miscellaneous garlic. So the miscellaneous garlic is garlic that I had planted in beds that I had markers for, but I have a wee little one. You guys all know little Oz, and when he's out here in the summer, he runs around and he likes to pull all the tags out of the ground everywhere. In the first year, I didn't really keep track of where I was planting things as meticulously as I did last year. Even last year, there was a couple beds that I still had questioned because I was like, was that what I thought it was? Because there was a different marker there. And so, you know, even though I kept notes and all that kind of stuff, I was still like, So the miscellaneous garlic is the biggest one. We have 460 cloves that we planted this year for miscellaneous garlic. So as that garlic evolves, I'm going to call it miscellaneous. Maybe we'll call it the Citystead variety. They get planted out again and you know, keep blending them together. So eventually we'll get rid of the miscellaneous garlic and we'll be able to keep track of each variety and have like specific varieties. That's what I would really like to have. So our second largest variety that we planted was Misc garlic. Now Misc garlic is kind of like a preferred garlic amongst culinary experts. It's really good cooking. Garlic is also a very easy to peel garlic. It's just basically one of those garlics that you can sell out there and everybody's going to enjoy the flavor of it. It's not too hot. You know, it's just enough garlic. It's like the perfect garlic. If you're selling garlic, chances are you're selling Misc garlic or you're growing it. You're definitely, if you're a fan of garlic, Misc garlic is definitely a garlic that you need to have on your list of garlics that you're going to be having around your homestead, your garden, your farm, whatever it is. Misc is one of the top garlic varieties up there, right? So we planted 400 cloves of Misc garlic. That's one of the biggest ones that I like to do. That's what I like to cook with myself. It's really good. Now I do like other flavors and I like some hotter ones, but we'll get into a little bit of that. Alright, so those are the top 2. Now we have 10 others. So that means we planted 12 different varieties of garlic all together. That's quite a bit of garlic, right? So we have Purple Italian. I ended up planting 79 cloves of this Purple Italian. That is stuff that I actually bought from Mary's Heirloom Garlic. I got I think a bulb and a half from her, and then I had some garlic of myself that we saved from last year. So that is a mix of stuff we bought and stuff we actually harvested from last year. Most everything else is stuff that we have from last year. Outside of the next one, which is the Persian Star, which is also something we got from Mary. So we did buy a little bit of garlic from Mary's Heirloom Seeds because we like to support Mary, and that's what we ended up with, was the Purple Italian, Persian Star. So Persian Star, I planted 23 cloves of that. Not a ton, but you know, enough to kind of get that into my rotation. I never grew that one before. We'll see how it goes. I planted 28 mountain giant garlic. So mountain giant garlic is similar to elephant garlic in size. It's not quite as large, but it's a larger head garlic when it's fully grown. But it retains a lot of garlic flavor, because elephant garlic is actually an imposter. It's from the onion family. It's a leek. It belongs in that side of it. It does have a garlicky-like flavor, but it's really not strong. It's a very, very mild garlic. So if you're looking for a larger head garlic, the mountain giant is probably the closest you can get to something like the elephant garlic. Elephant garlic, we did plant some of that because people like the way it looks. Like I said, people don't necessarily like the super strong garlic, so elephant garlic is something to give people. On the other hand, we planted 23 of those. That is kind of a perennial, so the elephant garlic, I made a video about it, you should check it out. But it is something that if I let go, it would fill out a bed, and we'd be able to pull that all day long, and it would kind of grow into a big bunch of roots, you know, and it's a really interesting plant, actually. So maybe we will grow a little bit more of it. It's not my favorite garlic. I don't really enjoy the flavor of it. I think it's just, it doesn't taste like much to me. So I don't grow it. The only reason I'm growing it is because I know that people would be interested in seeing it. They look at it and they see the big, huge, you know, garlic clove, and it can draw people's heads, right? And that's mainly what we're going to try to do when we sell garlic, is try to draw eyeballs to what we're doing so that people will look and be interested in checking everything else out. Spanish Rojo, it's a little bit of a spicier garlic. These are kind of like the ones I really, really like. I had 126 cloves of that one into the ground for us this year. Another one that I really enjoy is Majestic. It's really weird spelling. There are 76 clove I planted of that. That is something that I grew myself from last year, harvested those, and I sent a lot of that out to have tested because that's one of the big ones. I think it's a really, really good looking garlic. I think it's a good flavored garlic, and I think it has a really, it's like a little bit of a kick, but not too much. So the next one is Inchelium Red. I'm probably saying that wrong, so don't quote me on it. I planted 31 of those. Now last year we grew it. I wouldn't say I was super impressed with how well the heads turned out this year. So I don't know if I'm going to grow it again. I planted the 31 that looked good out of what I did pull out. I used some of this for cooking, you know, a little bit, but I wasn't too happy with the crop that came out of it. We're going to give it another shot. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't perform very well in the spring of next year, then we'll probably drop that off of our list and we probably won't grow that. So one of the most popular garlics that you can get at the store is the California Early. It's a white garlic. I planted 118 cloves of that. It's a pretty popular garlic, like I said, so that's why I'm growing it, because I know it's something that people are used to the flavor of it, so it's probably something that people would, a good starting point for people. They're going to start right there because that's a normal garlic they know all about. They're not going to be scared or nervous of it. They're not going to say, why is it so red? Does that mean it's hot or anything like that? So I planted a bit of that because I want to have a good base for stuff like that. All right, so the next variety we're growing is Shila. We planted 120 cloves of this garlic. It's a very nice garlic. It grew very well for me, so I'm going to keep going with it. We built up our numbers quite a bit. I think last year I only planted 30 or 40 of them, so they performed very well. We got a lot this year that we're selling. This is another one that I believe I sent out to the people to try for me. So the very last variety that I'm growing here this year is Cuban Purple. Actually, I lied. This is another one I got from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and this is brand new to us. I really like Cuban flavored food and stuff like that, so seeing the Cuban Purple it gravitated toward me. I dove right in on it. Cuban, it's a very good purple color. I think I showed it in one of the videos. If I have a clip, I will put it up here for you. It's just a beautiful garlic. I should have done this before I planted them all so I could show you guys the difference of the varieties, but when we pull them out, maybe we'll do another video talking about the varieties and how they performed in each, and then we can actually show you what a head of that garlic looks like. But the purple garlics are very gorgeous heads of garlic. Yeah, we planted 65 of these Cuban purples to kind of go along with the purple Italian. You know, we got a lot of colored garlic that we grow here, and then like I said, we plant that California Early because that's kind of the normal garlic, so I want to keep building that up as we go. So there you guys go. We are growing 12 different varieties of garlic this year. I kind of narrowed it down. Last year I went really kind of nuts, and here's the list of all the different garlics I grew last year, right? So a lot of these just kind of fell off the wayside. I didn't replant any of the store-bought garlic that I had gotten. I just used that ourselves. And what else? The Chestnut Red, I wasn't happy with how that turned out. It was a little small. The Deerfield was kind of a big fail for us. I wasn't happy about that at all. I was really bummed that it didn't do better. What else did we drop off? We didn't drop off too much other wood. Rosewood, which we only planted 10. I think what happened is that those got mixed in with miscellaneous garlic. So those are kind of like, you know, they might be in there. I just don't know which ones specifically they are. Georgia Fire is another one that got lost in the shuffle, so that's probably part of our miscellaneous garlic mix. So that's going to be a surprise, trying to figure out which one of those are which. Like I said, I will try to get to the point where I phase out all my miscellaneous garlic until we get to the point where we actually know exactly what varieties each one is. But the miscellaneous is good because what we can do is mark it as a little bit of a lower price point, and then the ones that we know, we can market a little higher price point, right? So it kind of gives us a better range in the market. When we go to sell it, we'll be selling stuff at a decent cheaper price, and then we'll be selling stuff at a little higher end price because we know exactly what varieties those are and how they're going to perform and taste and all that good stuff. So there you guys go, answering the #1 question that you guys give me in all of these videos when it comes to garlic season. You asked it a lot last year. I didn't do a full comprehensive video like this. I kind of wish I would have. But we didn't. You know, it is what it is. But this year, I'm giving it to you guys. It's what you want. You always want to know what varieties we're growing, so those are it. So most of these are garlics that we grew last year, that we grew for our own seed purposes, that we seeded out this year, with the exception of what I said, 2. There's 2 new ones that we actually got, and one of them is just we added more to what we actually grew ourselves from last year. Yeah, so I'm super excited about this. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, checking out all these garlic videos. I know we're putting out a ton of them. Like I said, we are just gonna flood you with garlic because we're starting a garlic farm. So, all right, well, that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to go in now that the rain seems like it has stopped, and I can make a mad dash for the house. So remember to be bold, grow bold, and as always, I'm going to see you guys in that very next video.